Hello, hello, hey, sweet people. Welcome to another episode of Inglês no Rádio. My name is Foster. Again, I am here with
Alexia,
and our dog, Buddy, who is on the couch with us. So we apologize in advance for any background noise, but that's what we have to deal with during a continued global pandemic that seems to just not have an end.
yes, and we are on lockdown again.
Yeah, in this case, I would say in lockdown, but you could say on lockdown. Yeah, but we are in Portugal. We just entered another state of pretty rigid lockdown measures. So, can't really leave the house, can't really do anything, can't go to work. So we are here recording with our dog in our lap.
Yes. And I must say that's pretty nice to have our dog with us while we work, right?
Can't complain because he's kind of sleeping right now. Okay, so this week on the show, Alexia, we are keeping it light and easy, and we are talking about TV and some series that we have watched, or documentaries, or whatever. We don't really know what we're going to talk about, but today I've heard that you want to talk about something very special and very close to your heart.
Very close to my heart?
What TV series do you love more than anything?
The Chicago things.
Chicago things.
Yes. So I have to explain. You guys already know like Law and Order, SVU, blah, blah, blah. So we have as well Chicago PD, which is the police department, and then Chicago Fire, which are the firefighters, and Chicago Med, which is the hospital, right? The doctors. And all of those three shows, they talk to each other. I mean, they have different, characters. But for example, in PD, you have the brother of the Chicago Med's doctor. And there you go.
Yeah. So 3 different shows, but they are all based in Chicago. They have 3 different casts, but sometimes a police officer from Chicago PD appears in Chicago Med, or there's a fire in the police department, so one of the Chicago fire people, and there's a lot of overlap and exchange between the 3 shows. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so do you want to... I think we should just tell the entire story.
Okay.
Okay, so Alexia has been obsessed with these 3 shows for quite some time now.
A long time now.
A long time. And I've always just kind of considered this, okay, this is Alexia's time. I'm going to do something by myself. And finally, during lockdown, I don't know how it happened, but I've kind of gotten really interested in Chicago Med.
Yeah, but it's not because of lockdown. It's not because of that. It's a nice show to watch at night.
It's a good... Okay, Chicago Med is very similar, I imagine, to like a Grey's Anatomy.
No.
But it's a medical show.
Yes.
It's like a house, Grey's Anatomy.
But it's not as soapy opera like Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Pretty good. It's a show in a hospital and a lot of crazy stuff happens and they have to figure it out. But what happened in our case is I was reading on the couch with Buddy and Alexia while Alexia was watching Chicago Med. One episode, I just kind of got hooked, and now I'm into it.
Never stopped. Yeah, so this show is during weekdays, at 9:30 p.m. more or less here on cable TV. But I'm pretty sure that you can find anywhere nowadays, like with VPN.
Yeah, I'm sure you can stream it somehow.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's focus on Chicago Med, because there are a lot of Chicagos. Can you give me a breakdown, kind of a summary of what is Chicago Med? What is it all about?
I love that every episode they have different cases. It's not the same thing.
Okay, but before this, let's imagine someone has no idea what Chicago Med is. Can you explain it to them in a very clear way so they would understand?
It's a show that is inside of a hospital in Chicago, and then you have the emergency doctors, right?
Mm-hmm.
The doctors from the emergency unit. Can I say that?
A lot of times we say the ER, which is the emergency room.
Yeah. And then you have different doctors and different people around there. So you have the ER doctors and you have the psychiatry doctors.
Mm-hmm. Also known as psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Yes. The psychiatric doctors that work in psychiatry are psychiatrists. All of those words that begin with P, S, Y are really difficult for me in Portuguese, and I know that they are really difficult for most Brazilians in English.
Yes.
Like psychology, psychiatry, psicologia. É muito difícil.
Yeah, it's hard. But what I like the most about the show is that every single day it's different. Like you have different cases and then you have the back stories about the doctors, right? So of course there is romance. There is a daughter and a father working at the same place and they don't talk to each other that much, and then some tragedy happens. So it's like a soap opera, but it's really well done. I like the cast a lot. I like the actors and I like the characters a lot.
Yeah, I think it's pretty well done. It can be a little cheesy from time to time, but it's pretty good. The main reason I like the show is my man, Dr. Charles.
He is the psychiatrist, but the actor is amazing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the actor's name is in real life, but he's my favorite character in the show. Who is your favorite character, Alexia?
I love him as well. I was the one who told you that I love him.
Yeah, but I picked him as my favorite. So who's your favorite?
Okay, I'm gonna choose a ER doctor. Maybe Dr. Halstead.
I knew it. I knew Alexia would choose Dr. Halstead.
Yeah. I like him. I really like him. He's a nice guy. I would like to be treated by him. No problem at all. I don't like Dr. Choi that much because I'm scared of him.
Yeah, just to explain, if you guys have seen Grey's Anatomy, Dr. Halstead is supposed to be like the McDreamy of Chicago Med. So, of course, Alexia likes him.
I don't think that he was supposed to be that one. I think Dr. Rhodes is supposed to be that one.
I think Dr. Rhodes is supposed to be the McSteamy.
Well, you guys can see how much Foster watch of Grey's Anatomy to know all of those stuff. So
I'm divulging too much information.
Yeah, but Dr. Choi is a doctor from the ER, but he was a paramedic in the military as well. So he used to take care of the wounds of the military people during war.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a medic.
Yeah, and he's very scary. I like him, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's what we would call a hard ass.
Yeah.
He's pretty direct and in her face.
Yeah. But, yeah, guys, I love it. I learned a lot medical vocabulary watching it, to be honest. I do. And maybe it will help me if I ever need to go to a clinic or hospital in the United States. I already know what's going on. And I can ask, hi, I want Dr. Charles from this hospital. Who's that one?
Yeah, so I think all of these shows, Chicago type shows, or just any kind of sitcom drama, they are really good for improving English because there's a lot of dialogue and there are a lot of different characters. And over time, you begin to know the characters better. You understand the dialogue and the regional accents and differences. And you can choose specific shows to improve specific vocabulary. For example, Chicago Med will increase your medical vocabulary if you work in medicine. And just one thing I wanted to point out, Alexia, a nice surprise when we were watching Chicago Med the other night. They started speaking Portuguese.
Yes.
Out of nowhere.
Yes. Yeah, twice already. So one of the doctors, he just said like, mousse de maracujá. And I was like, did I hear that well? Because I would never, ever expect a doctor in Chicago Med to say mousse de maracujá. And I look at Foster and I was like, is this real? And then another day, a nurse just said like, borboleta branca. And then we stopped, went back, right? Rewinded. And yeah, it was true because this nurse is Brazilian.
Yeah, the actress is, I think, half Brazilian. So I thought that was very nice that they were putting a little bit of Brazilian culture into Chicago Med.
Yeah, and not in a bad way, in a very good way, which is not that common.
Okay, so we recommend Chicago Med, but of course you can watch Chicago Fire or Chicago PD.
Come and talk to me about it, please.
Yes, please submit all of your questions to Alexia. I am not available for questions with this specific subject. But as always, sweet people, keep up the good fight.
And live well.